So, hello everybody. First, I would just say that that I was not supposed to be here, but as the talk was cancelled, some people yesterday who want a beer just say, "Oh, you could present your software, the software we work on." So, you know, I say yes. This morning I say, why?
Because we gave you beer.
Yes. So here I am. So I will try to present you a subject called OperatorFabric. Hopefully, I already presented this subject in another meeting. The presentation is much more longer, so I will try to shorten the presentation, and we'll see. So I'm working for a company which is called RTE, which is a French, what's called so-called TSO, transmitter system operator, which is in charge of the electricity supply for high voltage in France. And as I guess for a lot of companies in the energy sector, we face more and more complex situation in the network. So the operators have more and more information, and as we have more and more information, more and more business application, more and more screens. So starting from this idea, we try to think of a more centralized way of providing the information. That's one of the solution is a tool called OperatorFabric. So I will switch to the presentation I did a few times ago. Sorry. Yeah. So let's first start what is OperatorFabric, and we'll see after how we get started with using it. So OperatorFabric is a tool that can help in control rooms to first centralize information. The idea is that you can, in one screen, we have mainly events coming from business application. Okay. And you can use this tool, we'll see later, to exchange information and interaction with operators in different control rooms or inside the control rooms. So you can use the software as well as the technical module if you want. So first part is centralized real-time business events. So you will see in the software, we make a demonstration, that we have a concept named cards that we show events. Events are notification, yeah. And we can dispatch events depending on rules to the good operators. Of course, we are not providing the events. It's business applications that are creating the events. So we provide API mainly to send events. And you can customize all the events using a template mechanism. I will not go further on other feature. The second feature is that you can share information in real time between operators. So you can send pre-formatted message between operators in control rooms. And you can even interact with a question-response mechanism and share events in a calendar. So, getting started. First, of course, it's an open source tool, so you can find all the information on the internet. And we made a getting started that helps you to start. So you just have to clone a GitHub repository and to start a script. So it's working in Docker environment. So you just have to have Docker on your computer to use it. So I will show you. Of course, I started it before the demonstration and installed it before. Is it? Oops. Okay. So we're going to use the demo configuration. Let me show you the demo configuration. Yes, so the demo configuration is completely fictive. So we create demo data with control rooms in West Europe. So first, you have a screen, you have nothing on the screen, and events will go and pop up inside this screen. So I will simulate some events coming from business application. Okay. So the first event is really when you use a product, just the hello world stuff. If, of course, oops, it should pop up. So you have on the left all the notifications that gonna arise. So first one is just the hello world stuff of our tool. But of course, you can do better than just sending simple messages. And I will show you a few examples of message and notification you can receive. Let's show me another one, for example. So this, of course, need to switch. So this is another event you have. So this one, you can have a more complex information. So this one is an example of data quality from study model in RT. And as the operators can acknowledge and of course all the events when it's not relevant anymore. So I can filter to not show any more acknowledged information. So this one was just graphics. You can have some stuff like SVG pictures to show, for example, contingency on a network. So you can introduce inside this what's so-called cards. You can introduce whatever you want. It's a templating mechanism. So you just have to provide some HTML and some JavaScript, and you can make whatever rendering you want. The idea is you can mix inside the tools information from different sources, different business process, different context. And of course, you can plug this system with sound, so you can be sounded. And in RT, we even plug it with an external sounding system. Okay. Just to show you just a template mechanism. So here for the first stuff with the hello world, it's just okay, HTML, and you reference data from the what's so-called cards, the events. You can have the other one. This one is more complex. Is the one with data quality. So you can do whatever you want with the data and present the data as you want, and you can introduce, if you want, here using a charts library to provide some charts. So that was first feature. So that was a feature where you centralize events. The other feature is to be able to exchange with operators. So I have one operator here, and I have another operator that is connected to the system. So this one, he has a white screen, so you can change between night and day mode. But to his presentation, so one operator will be white and the other black. Oops, why this? Let's say you want to communicate, and these operators are working in different control center, but they want to exchange information. For example, so you have here a way of what's called creating card. This time it's not a business application to send an event. It's simply an operator who wants to send something to another operator. It's not like a chat. It's not like a Teams or whatever. It's just really important message, and you need to the other person to have it and to acknowledge it. So you can send basic messages, okay? But you can predefine messages. For example, one use case we have is in a critical situation in the grid, the power grid. It's important to communicate fast between everybody and to communicate with all control room fast. So in RTE we have predefined situation, and the operator can just communicate with predefined on predefined situation. So this one is what we call a critical situation. And for example, if you have not enough margin on the system, we need to say to everybody, be aware that the system is in a critical situation. Okay, you have special procedure to follow. So everything is prepared, and you just prepare your message, and you just send your message. Everybody who should be aware of the critical situation will receive this message. It will ring in the control rooms, and you will acknowledge the message. So you could put whatever you want, those instructions inside the message, which are present before. So if, for example, if I acknowledge this message, I can see and follow, not this, so we just make a mistake on it. I think it's a demo. Okay, it's a demo stuff, okay. It should not be acknowledged for me, but, okay. So you can see here all the control rooms that acknowledge the message. Okay. You even have some mechanism where you can receive the message if, in a certain period of time, if one of the control center did not acknowledge the message for, let's say, after 5 minutes. Okay. And you can provide more complex situation. For example, here we have some situation on the network which are new situation today, where due to the market price, if we had some time where the price of electricity became, let's say, negative or really low, and suddenly every renewable power plant just stopped producing electricity, so wind farms. But it's a big problem for the network, because suddenly you have go down and just after go up. So it goes really fast. So it was a new situation for RT. Okay, and we need to tell people this situation is going to arise in 2 hours, in 3 hours. You anticipate it. We have no tools to do that. So you can create fast in OperatorFabric a sort of forms, really fast, template, prepare all the field, and the operator who is in charge of monitoring this stuff can send the message to all control room fast. Okay. So this is a fictive one, it's not a real one. So that's the idea. The idea is, with this template mechanism, you can fast deploy a new use case in production. Okay. So it's the template I show you are dynamically loaded. So you don't have to restart the tool. You just have to push a new version, a new use case, and it's instantly in production. Okay. Let's go back to the slide. So I did this one. This one I show you. That's what. So in RT, for our business, what's interesting is when you have a new business case, new use case, you can first exchange simple message between operators. And if the situation arises along more than multiple times, let's say, you can configure predefined message. And you can define custom screen and things like that, okay? And the great thing is, if, for example, on my example, tomorrow we have a tool that can predict this loss of power for the wind farms, we can still have the same wondering, but this time it's not going to be the operator who sends the message, but an application that's going to send the message. So this time there's going to be a business application that's going to send the same message as the operators. Okay. Let's go back if I have it. Yeah, so this one. Okay. So the idea is that you can, using OperatorFabric, just implement some process fast and test some process and some exchange of data. Okay. What? Yes, I have 5 minutes left there. Okay. And you have a mechanism of question response, so you can define some mechanism. It's not only sending information, you can reply to information. Yeah. What I can do? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. we use this use case in RT again, with the IT departments. The problem we face is historically each part of France, each region of France has its own control center with its own SCADA system. Okay, for people who know SCADA system, and we change this to have one central SCADA system, but we keep regional people. Okay, and it means when you need to touch this central SCADA system, which is critical for the operator, you can do that whenever you want. So you need to coordinate it, to ask everybody: Is it possible now to touch this stuff? Are you in a critical situation? Are you in a situation where I can touch this tool? So we use OperatorFabric to send message to the operator and ask them: Is it okay if I change the configuration of the SCADA system? Are you all okay? The IT system use it as well when you have a problem. For example, you have a problem in the SCADA system. They can communicate to everybody we have a problem, and they can exchange with it. Okay. So let me show the question response mechanism, maybe. I'm lost with my. So it's just basic CAD, but you can ask a question to the operator. So that is my question. Okay. So not so much. So you can ask a question, and you will the operator which answers your question, and of course, so that's the demo effect. It should be able to respond, and you see all the response in the card here. Anyway, I have not so much time. So you see it here. So each time an operator responds, everybody sees the response, so we can exchange in real time regarding a specific situation. And last stuff, that was not something we especially wanted, but that's a need that was not covered in the control rooms, is regarding task. As you know, there's electricity all the time, so the people in control room are always moving. Okay, and when they want to remind for a task, they had not a real tool to remind for the task. So we can create an event, like a card, and we can ask to make remind. So it can make remind when the operator shift. You can remind the next one that something has to be done. Okay. I think that's all I have to say. So if you have any question. So the technology stack is on the back Java. So we have some module. I would not say microservice, but a few modules in Java, and some module in Node.js. And in the front, we are using the Angular framework.
One more question is, you showed one message. If I understand correctly, you can embed HTML code and JavaScript in your messages.
Yeah.
So is the one which showed a graph of the network?
Yes, this one? Oh.
I mean, you talk about code graph.
Yeah.
Is that something that's in? Are you using a JavaScript library for that? Or is it
No. For this one, the idea is that we call an API that gives us the network diagram. But this one is just an example with SVG. Okay, but in real life, let's say we just call an API that gives us the diagram.
Do you plan to generate automated messages in case of events?
In fact, when we want to generate automatic events, it's a tool, an external tool that just call our API. Okay. Okay. The only automatic stuff we have is when we have this remind feature. So you can say this task feature. I can show here. You have even an agenda, so you can create task, and it can make you remind of task. Okay. Otherwise, it's in charge of business tools that generate the events.
Because I'm asking if the system falls a line, a really critical line falls, and the operator doesn't have time to type out, then it's
Yeah. It's of course it's used in both use cases. So use case where you have an application that detects the problems, so this sends the problems, and the case where it's an operator who needs to inform someone. Okay. Oh, time is up. Sorry, but I will be outside if you have any question. And I think you have my email.